Hello, beautiful, benevolent beings. It is your innermost rawflection, Danajha Shawna Davis. Good morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever you may be. I pray that you're having a beautiful, beautiful day, evening, night, etc. We are gathering today for a sweet, sweet offering. We are finally rolling back out pick a cards here on this channel. And we are finally doing a inner child healing, inner child work-centered pick a card. Yeah, words. Today's pick a card will be messages from your inner child. This feels so timely, not just for myself, but also for the collective as well. A lot of people within my sacred community that I love and I cherish and I'm in deep relationship with are experiencing so much ancestral inner child like wounding, movement, etc. I mean, we are in Cancer season. That is, if you believe in or practice Western astrology, that is. And to me, Cancer season is all about roots. It's all about our sacred waters. It's deeply connected to our ancestral tree. And yeah, y'all, I have been like wanting to offer this for at least 2 years. So let's just say shout out to a full circle moment and like me just trusting that the birthing of this pick a card is coming at a very divine aligned time. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here and greet y'all. You know, like hello. Really quickly before we get into all of the things, I do just briefly want to provide a disclaimer. So for starters, I am simply a channel. I'm a vessel for the divine to come through and to communicate specific messages. Now, this is a pick a card on YouTube that will guarantee come across many different people in different situations. And so that's very important for you who may be watching this to really ground first, connect to your own vessel, connect to your own angelic team, and really be able to discern if there is any message here for you. There might specifically be one, there might be 12. Every single thing that is shared today might hit. Nothing might hit at all, and that's okay. You are your very own channel, and your words and your downloads and your synchronicities that come to you are always most important, in my opinion. No matter if you seek out a healer, no matter if you really do believe that you need someone to guide you, you need someone to support you, you have you, and that is more than enough. Now, the way that I like to offer energetic readings is that I really like for them to be an extra layer of support, confirmation, and ease. You know, it doesn't mean everything that is said today will feel good, but hopefully, right, we can set the intention that whatever is shared, that it just brings a little bit more ease and integration into the body, you know? So yeah, so that's the disclaimer. Before we get into the pick a card, and yes, there will be timestamps below, so if you just want to skip past all of this, you can. I will set you guys up with a really beautiful sound bath that's meant to just connect you to your body, your breath, so that when you are in your pile selection, that you feel like you are actually choosing the pile that feels the most in alignment. So yeah. Thank you guys. If y'all have sat through this thus far, let's get into your sound bath. Hi there. So if you made it to this portion of the video, that means that you are ready to go within and connect to your vessel so that you may receive the divine intelligence to choose the power that best is in alignment with you. So wherever you are, wherever you may be, I want you to find a position of rest, whether that is slowing down in your steps, taking a seat, closing your eyes, whatever that may be. Find a space of rest and pause. I want you to notice your breath and your heartbeat. Notice how it feels in this moment. Is it racing? Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it shallow? If you're outside, maybe you're hearing the surrounding birds or conversation. Do your best to hear, but still listen to your own body. Be with your own body. And I want you to start to take a couple of deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Once again, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do 2 more rounds on your own timing, at your own pace. As I play the singing bowl, which is tuned to the root chakra, I ask you to repeat the mantra in your head or aloud if that feels comfortable and accessible. The mantra, I am ready to receive. And keep breathing and chanting, repeating, I am ready to receive. And as you take your last couple of deep breaths, start to check in with yourself and notice if that feels enough to move forward or if more needs to be done. Know that you have the permission to stay in this state and continue connecting to your Ori, your higher self, so that you may select a pile that is in alignment with your soul's needs. Here's our beautiful pile 1 with this lovely tiger's eye. So bring it as close in case any of you are like visual folks. On our lovely pile 2, we have this beautiful, like, raw and polished carnelian. Like, look at her. On pile 3, we have pyrite. And on pile 4, we have lapis lazuli. So please feel free to pause the video, select your pile, and meet me at the timestamp below. Hello to my beautiful pile 1s. That is those of you who might have felt connected to Tiger's Eye, or maybe you feel connected to the number 1, maybe your life path 1. Maybe a guy just said, hey, that's for you, and you said, okay, I'm gonna go with it. So these are some pre-picked oracle cards, which we are going to save for the very end. I will be doing the tarot cards like live here, shuffling on camera. But before we get into the specific messages, I thought it would be really sweet if we could pull some clarifiers, just in case you might be between 2 different piles or just needing a bit more clarity around, like, is this really my pile? So we have some really cute, fun little, like, zhush is what I'm gonna refer to it as. And here we have colors, which I'm so excited to play with. Like, this would not be a inner child, like messages from inner child, pick a card, if we didn't play, like if I didn't allow myself to play. And it just feels so sweet, considering I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a reintroduction to this part of me, which I love. I love doing energetic readings using a combination of tarot, astrology, and numerology. So anyways, okay, thank you for listening. Love, 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 whoever you are that may be watching. So, and here we have colors. I'm gonna pick a couple. Who knows? I might pick your favorite color. I might pick the color that your childhood bedroom was growing up, and that's a confirmation. Okay, indigo. Someone might literally be named Indigo. They might believe they're an indigo child. They might also be very crown chakra dominant. You know, I believe a lot of us, most of us, end up having a chakra that we align with very, very strongly, and that might be you. We have gray, so your name could also be gray. You could be wearing the color gray right now. You could, your name might be Grey. And then finally, we have mustard. So you might have, I don't know why this is coming through, but you like might have just heard the song Mustard, TV off, na 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 na. Like, you literally might have just heard that. You might go crazy just like K-Dot and everyone else who hears the song. I know I go crazy during the mustard part. So yeah, you might be a big fan of DJ Mustard. You might be a DJ yourself. You also might be like eating mustard like in something, like, I don't know, on top of something, mixed into something. Yeah, mustard. Yeah, let's just go with it. Okay, so these are some of our color confirmations, and then we also are gonna pick a couple of astrological placement confirmations. So just a couple. And I just did it off camera, but it's in this little bag. Okay, really quickly, as I say. So yeah, you might be a Virgo. You might have Virgo in your big 3. Okay, you might be a really big Beyonce fan. That's coming up very specifically. Or you might be a Pisces. Okay, you might be a water sign. For some reason, I'm feeling Pisces Venus, Pisces rising. Yeah, you might be pescatarian. I love the things that come in when I channel. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go with it. All right, so we'll leave these here and pretty much put this away so we have as much space as possible. And let's get started. Okay, so let's y'all can see them in case. Yeah. Okay. Connecting with Pawan's inner child, the energy of their inner child. Pawan, what are the messages directly from the energy of those who may be watching? Inner child, 1, 2, boop, 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 3. Let's see. Okay, we have 2 cards so far. Let's get 2 more. 1, 2. Okay. So also, I did not say this in the disclaimer, but I read energy. I don't necessarily always take reversals. I don't necessarily take whatever the Rider-Waite deck says. I've been doing this for a pretty long time. Pretty long time, and I really don't need the cards, but I like having them. So yeah, just to let you know. Okay, we have the Lovers. Okay, we have the 8 of Wands. Okay, feels like it's some big energy coming out already. We have the 6 of Wands, interesting. And then we have the Divine Feminine. Okay, wow, okay. Someone here is going through some sort of awakening. It feels like, yeah, it feels like an awakening in relation to one's femininity, but not femininity and how you were taught. So it's like if you were taught growing up that to be feminine means you have to be soft-spoken, or you must wear a dress, or you must like the color pink, or whatever other generic-ish that we see in media that ends up entering into our households, right? Not that. It actually feels like the femininity that is in touch also with darkness, depth, strength, etc. And I think what I really love about this spread is like these like it's like this feels like powerful energy. Like I think I'm like a little bit at a loss for words already, and we just started because I'm like, wow, this feels very very powerful. It feels fiery. It feels very fiery. Yeah, you could have experienced quite a bit of intensity in your relationships growing up. So either like seeing, like witnessing caregivers like be very loud or brash or intense in ways. You could have also really just embodied that same level of intensity as well, and have as a result found yourself like carrying quite a bit of anger and or fire. Yeah, it's like fire. Whoa. And the 8 of Wands, it just, I don't pull this card that often, and so I think that's why I'm also looking at this whole spread where I'm like, okay, all of this coming together is really interesting. To me, this is almost, this feels like ascension, this 8 of Wands. It feels like something being like projected and skyrocketed, like shot up towards the sky, if that makes sense. And it, to me, it feels intuitively like there's a part of your inner child that's like bursting, that's like, hello, I am here, I'm ready to integrate. I've always been loud. I've always knew what I wanted. I've always carried the energy of strength and mightiness. Like, listen to me. listen to me. I'm medicine for you. Like, you don't have to be afraid of me. Whew, let me take a sip of the tea because, baby, whoa, you don't have to be afraid of me. Someone might literally, who's watching, be suppressing their anger, and it might be showing up in very specific ways. Yeah. But yeah, like, just it's so interesting for me personally. I just want to quickly add a tangent, if I can, channeling, because I end up completely being like morphed into whatever the energy it is that I'm reading for. And like, I find myself breathing a lot. I find myself needing to breathe. And yeah, I feel like that's connected to the fire as well. That could be connected to the grief and the heaviness, the weightedness that your inner child may be feeling, your lineage may be feeling. Like breath work, I feel so called to name breath work, and that grief and fire is so connected to the lungs, and just being able to utilize breath work to move different things. You know, I mean, I think we think a lot about like fire being disruptive and stuff, but also like air ends up being able to fan the flames as well. And so it's like there's a way in which like a deeper healing can happen when you bring both of those elements together. You also may have fire and or air in your chart, like a lot of fire and or air. Your parents might be fire signed and or air signed, could be both. But yeah, it feels like your inner child wants to harmonize, and there's another word, harmonize, and it's not blend. It's not blend. It's we'll go with harmonize, yeah, and maybe the word will come, but harmonize with something much greater, much greater. I keep being drawn to the lovers. Like, I really keep being drawn to the lovers. I feel like, and that being the first card that came out as well, like, your inner child might be just learning, going back to the divine feminine and receiving. Your inner child might just be learning how to actually trust that we could be fiery, we could be, you know, loud, we can say exactly what we mean, and also still be loved, and also still receive, and also, yeah, so there just might be a lot of changes that you might be actually going through that might be deeply soothing for your inner child right now in regards to relationships. And that's relationships across the board, whether that is intimate romantic ones, friendships, business relationships, relationships with children if you are a parent. Yeah, it just feels like if you are not already in this actual cycle currently of integrating your inner child in this way, that like once you tap in, it is going to happen so fast. Like, it's gonna happen so fast, because we have the Eight of Wands, which is a very fast moving card in traditional tarot. It represents abundance. And then yeah, we have the Six of Wands also, which, just pull that out, you see that? It's like, that's what you deserve. That's what you deserve. That's exactly. And it's like, someone here needs to hear that even with you, like, quote unquote, bearing it all, because it very much so does feel like that there was a good amount of your childhood into however old you may be now, where like you were resisting those parts of you, whether, you know, shadow, the fire, the loud, the this one, the, oh, they think they know it all, like all of that, all the parts that maybe other people have looked at and been like, tone it down, we don't need that, stay in your place, you a kid, you know, etc., etc. And honestly, I just want to affirm, I feel so called to affirm in this moment. If you had caregivers who, as a way to, oh God, my heart, as a way to write off the responsibility of being aware of how their words impacted you, and in moments would say things along the lines of, you know, you have to listen to me because you're the kid and I'm the adult, stay in your place, etc., etc. I just want to say that please know that our role here on this earth, even as small beings, is to teach our family and our caregivers, and to pour into them and give to them as much as they give to us. And if there was any level of silencing or like kind of like putting out, like I'm imagining someone like strongly putting out a fire, I want you to know that in your own time and in your own flow, you deserve to come back to that energy and have that energy be reignited. It is your birthright. It is your birthright. And you can trust that when you do, if you do, that you will be protected. Like, look at that. Look at them. Look at them. Protected to bear all parts of you. All parts. And this is also coming through if there's anyone here who one day wants to parent but is just deeply concerned about their own ish and their parents or caregivers ish, and how, you know, maybe things went unacknowledged, pushed under the rug, and now it's created hardship for you, like growing up pushed under the rug, and now in your adulthood it's created hardship. If you have any fears about parenting yourself, I'm not here to tell you what to do, but it does feel like this harmonization that's happening, this coming together, this ascension, this knowing how to receive is going to unlock a lot. And it has the potential to really put those fears about being enough and not, you know, oh, am I going to pass this on to my kid or not? You know, I'm not a parent, but I do believe when we fully allow ourselves to accept all of us, all of our relationships benefit, including anyone that we're needing to mother or caregive to. So really quickly, let's get into, not one of your oracle cards being sacrificed. Lots of 8 energy, okay? 6 + 2, 8 of Wands. This Leo season is going to be very important for whoever my pal ones are. The Lionsgate portal, the activation 8-8. Please, please, please make sure that you activate your fire that day, whatever that means to you. But yeah, sacrifice. This is so, like, you might have felt like in all of your relationships you had to sacrifice a part of you. And yeah, I really just, I can feel the depth of that, and yet this isn't necessarily for me. And yeah, it's like so interesting too, because it's like on this card it's saying sacrifice, and yet this beautiful being is so radiant. There's so much rose and flowers. Rose is a beautiful heart opener. So that might be a sacred flower essence and or plant ally that you can really work with in this time. Maybe you have been working with it, and maybe this is just a larger confirmation. But there is a beautiful radiance in you that is waiting to shine. And you know, it's interesting because like we could think that in life we're always sacrificing something, right? Because we can't be two places at once. We can't be doing all the things all the time. But I think this is your season for you to divine on your own terms what it is that you want to make space for or not. What it is that you want to sacrifice. Ooh, not your card falling. Okay, we have friendship. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Okay, the tripod looks great. Okay, so we have friendship. This is 22. Okay, the energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. So yes, this would be a very, very, very beautiful time to not only cultivate deeper connections, this would be a beautiful time to not only cultivate deeper bonds with the people that are already in your life, but also really becoming your own best friend, like really like looking at your inner child and treating them as such, you know, whether they're like, hey, today I want to go and swing on the swing, or today I need to rest, or today, hey, I know that you have all these things to do, but I really need a bath. It's like, well, with your bestie, would you just like shun them? Would you just like, you know, like not be there for them? Or would you do your best to, you know, be there? So yeah, this feels like a deeper connection with the self and with other people around you. And yeah. Oh, wow. And the last couple of things that I think want to come through is just heart medicine, heart chakra. Pay attention to your heart and how it's feeling. Be honest in your communication. Lean into your inner child. And trust that the universe is working in your favor. Thank you guys so much. I'll see y'all in the next pick a card. Bye. Hello to my beautiful pile twos who chose this carnelian. So really quickly, these are 2 oracle cards that we will save for later. And before we start shuffling and channeling, we're gonna do some extra little, we're gonna take, I should say, some extra little confirmations. So this is our jar with our little zhush. And here we have some little cards that have colors on them. I feel so excited to be able to use this. Had this for a while and it's my first time using it in a reading. So yeah, hopefully this provides the clarity that you need so that you know that this pile is for you. Okay, so we have indigo again. Another pile has indigo, gray again, and moss. Okay. So someone could either, like, their favorite color could be green. Their favorite color could be gray. Your favorite color could also be indigo. Maybe you have what do you call it? A crystal. I'm like, what's the words? A crystal that is like aligned with the crown chakra. Maybe it's an amethyst, maybe it's something else. We're gonna come over here and we are going to pick some clarifiers from this astrology bag. Okay, only 2 ones come out. So we have Taurus, okay. So you might be a Taurus sun. You might be dating a Taurus right now. You also might be a Scorpio Venus. That feels very, very specific. And then we have Sagittarius. Okay, so you could be a fire sign. You could be born during the month of November. You could be on the cusp with Scorpio and Sagittarius. So yes. Okay, let's get started with the channeling. And also, like, if none of this actually syncs up with like anything that I just said so far, like, it does not mean that this pile isn't for you. This is just extra clarification. Yeah. yeah. Always listen to your intuition. It's okay if nothing ends up checking out. Okay. So just taking a moment, Spirit, to connect with my beautiful pal twos, those who are taking time out of their day to receive a message from their inner child. What it is? What is it? Because I was really about to say what it is. What is it that our beautiful pal twos need to know regarding their inner child? What is it that they need to know? What is it that they... Okay, ooh, the back of the deck is screaming. Okay, I feel like the back of the deck is really screaming. Let me get one more. Yeah, the back of the deck sometimes be screaming, but it was screaming. It'll be so interesting, I think, to see, like, oh wow, y'all got some extra cards. Okay. Yeah, let's make some space. We'll do this. Boop. Okay, let's see. Okay, interesting. That's the 2 of Wands, 7 of Cups. Just to let you know that I don't necessarily always take reversals. I read energy. I also do not necessarily always go with the literal meaning of the card that is in the Wider Wave deck. I read energy. So, okay. Whew. Okay. You're going to be making some really big... Oh, I feel like you can't fully see it. Hold on. It's me, like, shouting through your screen or your earbuds. My bad. Oh, it does feel like it's worth a shout. It is worth a shout. I'm going to trust that needs to be shouted. You are going to be working through some really, really big decisions this upcoming Mercury retrograde. Really, really. The decisions does feel like it is concerning, for some of you guys, finances. Just, yeah, financial decisions. And then for other of you guys, I'm feeling making decisions based on situations that reflect matters of the heart. Yeah, and it's interesting. I'm feeling a little bit of like slight numbness. And yeah, I personally really love channeling because every pile I end up kind of touching into to a certain extent in the energy, and each pile is so different. And this pile, it feels very open, very like spatial and slightly numb. Not necessarily open to receive, but like open as in like, are you there? Are you good? Do you need anything? Hello? Like that is like truly, and those words might literally be like what your inner child, like the conversation between you and your inner child. Like that might be your inner child actually trying to get in touch with you. You might have really enjoyed growing up. Dragons, like, yeah, so, I was about to say swords, but like anything with like dragons. So it's like what Spirit is showing me is like, you know, like those Disney movies or just like kid shows where it's like slaying the dragon and the princess and blah blah blah. But like you not like, it's like if you had a sibling who was really into like fairies and like Barbie and tutus and Cinderella, you were actually into like dragons and like there's a specific word for that kind. Dragons just keeps coming up, but there's a specific word for that kind of I don't know if you would say it's folk slash fantasy, yeah, ish. You might have been an avid reader growing up. Yeah, this Mercury and just seeing the birds and the snakes is really pulling me to the animal spirit of crows, and how crows represent transformation and yeah, birds in general because of their ability to fly. And yeah, that's what you might be trying to do right now. You might be trying to take flight above yeah, whatever is showing up for you in your field. So whether that is, you know, a need, for example, going back to finances, to like double down on your financial situation and really accept it for what it is so that you can heal and transform that, or whether it's actually seeing a specific relationship or a specific situation for what it is. It does feel like there's a level of like, I need to fly over this so I do not drown. Bringing this Knight of Cups, so I do not drown. So I do not drown. Yeah. Like really. Yeah, the Seven of Cups. And all of these doors and all of these portals, and it looks like, yeah, this person's face is like, do y'all see that? It's just your inner child wants to let you know if you've been questioning someone, like if you've been questioning their intentions, and if they really have an offer for you that would be beneficial, or if they're really saying what they mean, or if they're telling the truth about something, your inner child wants to let you know that like what you've been feeling is true. And that's the thing, you might have always been someone growing up who has had a very like large capacity to feel, and you might be right now like in a space where you're like, this is too effing much, so let me like literally go above it. Let me walk away. Let me like, yeah. But it does in this reading, in this moment, feel like there is a part of you that will be making a very huge, will be pushed into making a very huge decision, and that decision is going to depend on you being, I just saw 11:11, depend on you on the clock being here. I did make a laugh, but I think there's a part of me that's like, oh, right, it is that simple. And like, there might even be like a part of you that's like, yeah, I know it's really, truly that simple. But then it's not, right? Because it is so layered, and like, whoever could be watching this, it could be like, you know, layered for this reason versus that reason. And like, you know, oftentimes what one person might see as simple is completely so effing complicated. like once you go beneath the surface. And yeah, you know, I'm also being drawn to this Three of Pentacles and how, like, I love the energy of this card. Like, it is very fantasy-esque, and it is very like, I'm in my own little world. You might have growing up, going back to the like love for dragons, fantasy stuff like that. You might have created your own world growing up. You might consider yourself to be an artist or a storyteller, and your inner child wants you to actually integrate that more into your healing, whether that's you used to draw as a kid, or you used to sing, or you used to write. Like, there's something in relation to fantasy and like other worlds, other dimensions, because like there's so many dimensions here. I mean, the sea is a huge dimension of itself. Let's not even get started, okay? And then these portals, and yeah, like exactly. So yeah, and it also feels like this person who's in this Two of Wands energy is in between two different opposing, you know, which could be a portal in of itself. And that is very soothing for you. It's very, very soothing being able to create these other worlds. But, you know, it's interesting because it's like creating the other worlds, your inner child wants you to know that you taking time to create the other worlds is supposed to be medicinal for you. When it starts to become something that you retreat to automatically, even when you're supposed to, in quotes, right? Even when it would benefit you more to be just like here, right? Like rooted. That's when it might potentially become harmful. Because even the things that we do every single day that could feel good for us, it's like, for example, like that thing where it's like, if we don't make time for it, we're gonna beat ourselves up like, damn, well, you usually make time for it every single day. Like, you can relax knowing that you just didn't feel like it, or it just didn't work in the schedule today. So it's like there is something here about balance, the need to balance and trust. This feels very, very specific as well. Over the next 6 months, someone might be actually surrendering to a more longer term relationship habit with substances and or vices. You fill in the blanks, whatever that may mean. That can mean a lot of things, and that is all I'm gonna say. Someone might be slaying literally their own demons when it comes to that. Your inner child speaks to you through music. Ooh, your inner child speaks to you through music. You might want to go back to some of your like middle school playlist years, or your high school playlist years. Like, it actually might end up really surprising you and comforting you a lot, especially if those were difficult years. Your inner child really wants you to know that like life is twisted, dark, crazy, but it also can be a beautiful fantasy as well. And like, specifically for those of you who intuitively selected this pile, there needs to be a deeper ownership of that. There needs to be more of like a honoring of that like even in the most darkest moments of, you know, your existence, that there was still that there is still, you know, on the other side something that is sustaining and nourishing as well. And so yeah. Ooh, heart frequencies might feel really, really energetically supportive for you. Wind instruments in general, chimes. What else? Yeah. Oh, that it feels so good. I'm like feeling in my body how that feels. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, angel music. Angel music. Okay, so finally moving on to our oracle cards. We have Yo! Now, I swear I did not look at these. I didn't look at them. But I love this. I love when the card ends up essentially confirming everything. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Balance. This is beautiful. This is beautiful for someone, maybe a couple of you. This actually might be a divine, sacred love. Whether it's with you and your inner child, you and a romantic lover that you've called in and are ready for, whether you think you are or not, okay? If someone is trying to take flight over how they really feel, ooh, sorry, I just, Or if it's a loving union with you and your inner child, but take it as it resonates. I love this. This is just yin and yang. This is two different portals coming together. I mean, both of these beings look so different. Sun and moon. Yeah, I have nothing more to say because also I'm like, it just confirms everything. It's like we need both. We do, even down to the worlds we create for ourselves, the habits we create for ourselves. It's like, yes, and we need flexibility, And then finally, a beautiful, hopefully lands right in the heart, relationship oracle message. Let's see what medicine. Forgiveness. I just want to point to how both of these cards feel very the energy feels almost like they come from similar tribes or families, if that makes sense. This is so, I've never pulled this card and it just feels so angelic once again. So it says the energy of forgiveness strengthens our capacity to let go of unwanted feelings and emotions. So that is it, my dear. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit through this reading. Sending you so much love. Take time to think of someone, at least one person to forgive, even if it's yourself. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello to my beautiful pal threes, those of you who have felt intuitively drawn to the pyrite. So before we get started here, I would like to pull a couple of clarifiers in the case that you may feel like you need a bit more support and or confirmation just to make sure that this pal is yours. So we have two types of clarifiers. This first one is a jar full with colors that I wrote on these little notes. So we'll use that. And then we have the zodiac signs as well. So we'll start here. Give it a good shake. Make sure, maybe a little too hard. Okay, not the whole entire tripod shaking. Okay. So make sure it's a good shake, okay? Make sure it's a good shake. Open my eyes and choosing. Okay. You know what? Indigo has come out 3 times. So you know what this is telling me? That there clearly are a lot of starseeds clicking on this pick a card. Hello, it is so beautiful to embrace you. I consider myself a starseed as well. Wow, your favorite color could be purple as well. You might wear a lot of purple. You might also consider yourself to be of royal blood. Yes, come from a royal line, etc. We have magenta. Ooh, we haven't gotten this color yet. So magenta could be featured in your home a lot, specifically as like an accent color. You could have really adored pink growing up, or you could have had a parent that dressed you in a lot of pink. You might have hated it. That also feels very specific. And then we have rainbow. Ooh, okay. So we might have some queer folks up in this pile. Hello, babies. We might have some queer folks who just knew that they were queer for a very long time, from very, very young. That could have also been a point of conflict in your household growing up. Take it if it resonates. You might yourself have just realized that you were queer. Hello, welcome to the club. And then we have a little baggie with our, okay. Y'all, the tripod. Sorry, it's just, there's just no way. Let's get, like, you know, okay, 2. Okay. So we got Aries. Okay. So you might be a April Aries. You might also have Aries in your 3rd house. That feels very specific. You might consider yourself to be very fiery if you're not an Aries. You might have a really you might have had, really interesting interactions with Aries. Like, they could actually be the sign that you're like, you know what? I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but I don't fuck with y'all. And Spirit just wants you to know that there might actually be someone in your life right now who might be an Aries, who was sent so that you can, essentially heal up some of those wounds. Yeah, take it if it resonates. Might have had like an Aries parent growing up that might have done a lot of harm, and now like all of a sudden the person that you're madly in love with is an Aries. And then we have Leo. Okay, so yes, any Leos who might be watching, happy like soon birthday. I know y'all season starts in like a week. We're also about to roll into this Mercury retrograde in the sign of Leo in a few days. So that could be of important significance, this retrograde that we are stepping into. Okay. These are oracle cards that we're going to save for later. Taking a moment to connect with my pile 3s. Lovely, beautiful, deserving pile 3s. What are you doing? Me talking to my little nephew, my cat nephew, that is. He got some catnip in his system, and he is like sticking his head through my blinds right now, I don't know if he's trying to go out the window or what. Okay, anyways, connecting with my beautiful pile 3s who have landed here. Ready to receive, who are ready to receive messages from their inner child. Spirit, connect us to their inner child. Allow them to receive. 1, 2, get down. 3, 4, no. Get down. 5, 1. You might also have a cat, or you might be a parent in some way, shape, and form, whether that is of an actual pet or a human being. You might have a little one trying to distract you right now from this. Pick a card. Pause and come back to it. It will be worth it. Okay, so we have balance coming out. We have the Wheel of Mars, which in this deck is the Tower. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Jesus, y'all, we have and I'm actually going to keep it the way it came out. Just to let you know, I do read energy. don't always necessarily take reversals unless energetically it aligns to do so. Y'all, okay, like, this is a lot of major arcana. That's the first thing that just needs to be said. A lot of major, I mean, 3 out of your 4 cards are major arcana. And I'm sure those of you watching are steeped in tarot lingo. But in case you're not, major arcana is pretty much representative of like what is around you. Like, think of it as like the cosmos, like essentially ordaining things for you. And those things can end up being whether you want them to be ordained or not. So it's kind of like what's out of your control, what you need to surrender to. And then 2 of Cups would be the minor arcana. So that is kind of like what you do have influence and power over, which we have 2 of Cups. So it is safe to say that my beautiful sacred pal 3s are definitely going through a time. Yeah. You might feel like time is slipping through your fingers at this moment. Like, quite literally, like, wait a minute. Like, what day is it? How did we get here? Oh my gosh, I forgot to pay this bill. Oh my gosh, like, I was supposed to do this, but I didn't. Like, you know, you might really, really be struggling a bit with your perception of time. That actually might be something that you've struggled with your entire life, something that was ignored, or not really like picked up on for you as a kid. It might be something that, like, for example, you really, really struggle with, but it's like your caregivers around you almost made it your fault or like blamed you for it, when it's really like, well, actually, like, I'm struggling with this, for example, right? Because there's so much stimuli around me, or I'm struggling with this because I'm actually neurodivergent, or I'm struggling with this because I haven't seen any examples of what it looks like to be in a nourishing relationship with time. You might have seen a lot of your caregivers and adults around you kind of like take things for granted and for lack of better words, like waste time, whether that was like specific lifestyle choices or, you know, maybe you spent a lot of years being around a lot of people that were like unmotivated or just kind of like in like a certain habit or lifestyle where, like, not saying one is better than the other, but it's like, yeah, taking this very precious thing that we call life for granted. And it feels like energetically with all of these major arcana. I want to see really quickly what balance is, because this deck actually has a couple of cards that the creator of the deck added in. So I want to say balance might be so one of 2 things, have either added in or 2 changed the name for. So balance might be judgment. Yeah, no, it's actually not. Hold on, let me see now. Balance. I was about to say yes, but I did just land on judgment. Hold on, and that's not judgment here. Balance is justice. Okay, justice. So yeah. Ooh, I feel like justice and the Wheel of Fortune coming out is like, baby, you can't outrun this. Yeah, it's just, you can't outrun it. You cannot outrun it. And the Tower too, like, those are some crazy cards to be all coming out together. And like, it actually feels like there's a part of you that's been like waiting for this moment. Yeah, there's like a part of you that knows how much you actually need this. Your inner child is like, wants you to know, like, for some of you watching this, you are about to shake the table. You're about to shake the table. For someone specific, it could be it could be actually taking a step back from what is expected of you and how you've shown up until this point. You know, going back to with the example of queerness, like, you just might shock a lot of people in how you exude that energy. You know, I'm also seeing this Wheel of Mars almost as like, it's reminding me of like hierarchy with the all the triangles and stuff. So you might have came from like a family who was very like by the book, or very like, we do things in a very specific way. And you know, and you can see how everyone has followed this very specific path and has gotten there, and it almost feels like, well, not you. That's not necessarily your purpose. That's not necessarily your mission in this life, you know? So yeah, and like, just this Wheel of Mars is, there's, if you already are not connected right now to sacred, divine intelligence, there is going to be that coming in for you. Your guides and that specific like divine intelligence might be showing up in your dreams right now. You might be having very, very, very vivid dreams. Leo season and this retrograde also might be significant for dreams. So if I was you, I would keep a dream journal. If I was you, I would do my best not to take substances at least 2 hours before going to bed, so that you can have your dream recall. That feels very, very important right now for you. And then this Two of Cups. So just bring this up real quick. This is feeling like, I don't know, some of us is feeling a little like sexy and sensual. Like, it is. I love it. This is actually making a lot of sense. Yeah, Spirit just keeps taking me back to this this queerness example, and like, it might not be queer. Like, I doubt it's gonna be queer for everyone who is watching, but like, using that as an example while also knowing that like, that is a way of accepting yourself, choosing yourself, identifying, and like, what your inner child wants to offer you in this season, especially if you are a Leo. If you have big Leo energy in your chart, that means you have big sun energy. It doesn't really matter where, like, let's say if you're like a Leo sun, it doesn't matter if your Leo sun falls in the 4th house versus the 12th house. Yes, it's gonna look different, but you still have major sun energy in your chart. And you know, what do we know about the sun? The sun likes to be seen, baby. She wants to shine, okay? And yeah, like, it's giving like, you know, whatever your situation is, that like, there's a part of you that wants to be seen. There's a part of you that's ready to, yeah, you know, this is YouTube, so we're gonna keep it PG-13, but yeah, like, I'm feeling like melting, and I'm feeling blooming, and I'm feeling watering. Like, I'm feeling all of that. And so, yeah. Ooh. I feel called to get one more card. Ooh. Let's get one more card. Can you show us more about this Two of Cups? Can you show us more about this Two of Cups? Ooh, okay, hold on now. Okay. So interesting. I believe like this is supposed to be the sacral chakra. And at least that's what is coming up for me in this moment. It might not be in the book. And I love how it's like repeated. I love the blues and the oranges. So that throat chakra, That sacral chakra, yeah. You might be having some real some real conversations, some real just like okay, so I asked about the Two of Cups, and then we have the King of Pentacles. This might be someone from the past. I'm not gonna lie. Like I had to take a breath like that. But this is giving someone from the past. It does not have to be romantic. It does not have to be intimate. This actually could feel like the for some of you, the family members or the friends or the whoever. Like, it's like now that you're deciding to, if you will, level up and embrace your sacredness, embrace your sexuality, embrace your sensuality. It's like those might be the people like, hello, where'd you go? Okay, I'm not gonna sing, but you know what I'm saying? Like, hello, like we don't recognize you anymore. This also might be, it's also just like, if there's any of you here watching this that might feel a little bit afraid of what's coming up or shameful, this might be that part, you know. This might be that shame part. This might be that like hurt inner child who's like, hey, like this is your medicine. This is meant for you. And I feel like it coming out as like a pentacle as well means that like you can trust that like no matter how anyone else is reacting, that like it's grounded, it's within, you know, it is deeply, deeply within. It's been waiting. Okay. Ooh, we have accept your gifts. Ooh. Okay. Once again, all of this orange with the repetition of 2. Okay, so some of you guys, the moment that you step into this portal and you say yes to integrating more of your inner child and healing some of those earlier, even pre-verbal, pre-verbal experiences. I would say if like any of you watching this who might be in therapy, it might be useful to explore that with your therapist if you already aren't. Healing some of those really early, or just becoming aware of some of those early pre-verbal patterns. And yeah, they're just, ooh, okay. So yeah, going back to this, a whole world is really about to open up for you. I mean, like, yeah, like this, yeah. I feel very, very, very excited. Like, I don't know who you are, but if you can come back and update me, if you feel guided, like, hey, I did it and now this happened. Like, I just would love to be, yeah, love to receive, love to hear, love to witness, because like this feels so sacred. And there's something about like this person and the medicine that they have that's reminding me of this medicine as well. And just in that alignment of like, this has been being long prepared for. Like, you watching the video are just now at a place where you feel comfortable to step in, but this was always on your path. Wow. Yeah, there's like a strong capability to heal some deep ancestral wounds. Yeah. And then last but not least, we have our relationship oracle deck that will provide you some sweet medicine. Divine masculine. Okay. Obviously, this is a divine masculine, but beyond the physicality of how this being looks, the energy feels like truly like wounded divine masculine. So it is interesting that this is coming out. Okay. So the frequency of the divine masculine supports our active, focused, and strong side, facilitating our capacity to transform our dreams into form. Yup. accept your gifts, transformation. Yeah, I love this actually. Like, it feels like you're on a path of truly rebirth, and like what will be standing in the aftermath, like, sure, will be ashes, but it will also be you. Like, the more colorful, the more strengthened, the more like, kind of like, okay, yes, I'm ready, I know what I came here to do and I'm gonna do it version. Yeah, because there's just a lot of like boom, 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 pow energy around you. And then to know that, like, especially if you feel like, oh my gosh, like time is going back to time again. Someone is having some sort of something with time, because it keeps coming up. Whether it's like, oh my gosh, time is just moving really fast, or oh my gosh, everything is just feeling super chaotic and I'm being like thrown from here to here to here to here to here. I think for the final offering to be for you to be like more in touch with your ashe and your gifts and your sensuality, and ooh, it's juicy. It's juicy. If you are in pile 3, comment down below juicy, just so I know. Thank you guys so much. Sending so much love. I hope that this Leo season is super fruitful to you, my dear. See you the next pick a card. And last but finally not least, my beautiful pal force. Those of you who felt called to pick this lapis lazuli. Okay, really quickly before we start, as I was shuffling, I was hearing Your Love is King by Sade. I don't know. I don't know who the hell is deeply, madly in love, realizing they're falling in love, or just a Sade fan. Who knows if it will relate to the messages today, but I was hearing it. It came out of nowhere, so that could be a message. Really quickly, these are oracle cards, which we will get into later. And I figured before we start the actual channeling using the tarot deck, we would have some additional clarifiers. I mean, Sade and Your Love is King is one. But yeah, this is just in case you need some extra confirmation. Yeah, if you were stuck between one pile versus another. So in here is our little zhush of colors, which feels very playful, very on the money for inner child. Gotta be playful. And so we'll pick a couple. And then let's see what we got. Ooh, periwinkle. Ooh, I forgot what I have put in this jar, y'all. It's my first time using it, and I made this little jar of zhush like forever ago. So I'm like, periwinkle. It feels lush. Like, you might be someone who, like, your skin might be super soft. You might like have like a very what is it, like pastel nature. Like, I'm not even like, yeah, sure, you might be drawn to pastels, but you also might be like a very soft and just, I don't know, pastel nature. We're gonna go with it. Periwinkle. Ooh, yes. Yes, you literally might get compliments like, oh my gosh, your skin is so soft. Oh my gosh, your skin is so glowy. What do you use? What's your skincare routine? And then we have red. Okay, yes. Red. You might have red hair, reddish hair. You might be considering dyeing your hair red. This could be a confirmation. And then we have this other little baggie of astrology signs, astrological signs. So pick a couple. Okay. Aquarius. Okay. So you might end up having a very, very, what is it, like full and dynamic is what's coming up for them. So we're gonna roll with it. Aquarius full moon, that should be in like another month because we just had a full moon in Capricorn. So yeah, that might be very, very big for you. You also might be considered like the risk taker in your family, or like the weirdo, like the black sheep. Like that could feel like something that has followed you throughout different groups, whether, you know, the first group being your family, maybe through different groups growing up in school, maybe even in like significant relationships as you got older, etc., etc. And then we have Taurus. Okay, you might have a Taurus moon. I'm feeling that really, really strong. Okay, you also might really love cows. Cows could be your favorite animal. Okay, let's get into it. So, okay, y'all, taking some time. I just want to say, because every pile has different energy, and every time that I sit here to record a reading for one pile, I'm like kind of feeling every pile's energy. And for this pile, I have a slight, like there's headiness happening in my brain, at the front part of my brain. I want to drink some water. You might need to hydrate, or you might be struggling with migraines. I'm hearing milk thistle. The herb milk thistle might be really helpful for migraines. Yeah, milk thistle. So take it if it resonates. Okay, so taking a moment to channel and connect with my beautiful pal fours who chose lapis lazuli. Taking a moment. What is it that they need to hear? What is the most like significant yeah, significant like tip of the tongue, like this person needs to know this in this moment. Please allow them to receive. Okay. It's just the way that these came out. We're gonna take them. We're gonna take all of them. Okay, it's so funny. I saw that when I was shuffling for you guys. Okay. I'm also gonna say that there might be another pile for you. There just might. Use your intuition. There just might. Okay. So you have Cosmic Union, which in the deck, I just had the book. Okay, I just want to see, because in this deck, the creator has changed some of the OG major arcana names, and then she's also just added so I just want to see, I'm like, is Cosmic Union a new card? Trying to be quick, y'all. I just want to, you know, for any of my tarot buffs out there, and also like I want to know, because I've never gotten this card personally in a reading I've done, and I've had this deck for years now, like I think since like 2021. Okay. Oh, this is supposed to be the world. Okay, interesting. And then it says Saturn, so someone could be going through their Saturn return right now. Okay. So Cosmic Union, aka the world. Hermit, Knight of Pentacles. Just want to show you guys what that looks like. The Divine Feminine card, which I think is also Seven of Cups. Divine Feminine card, I think, also is a new card. I'm pretty sure. There's another pile that I had the Divine Feminine card, and I did not look it up, and I'm pretty sure it's a new card. Like, it does not align with an OG. Let me see. Oh, it does. Just kidding. The Empress. Just kidding. That makes sense. Okay, we're gonna get into it. So, whew. Okay. My pile fours. Okay. Your inner child. Whew. Okay. Okay. Wow. So my pile fours, have you been hiding? Like that's where we're gonna start. That is where we're gonna start. Have you been hiding, my dear pile fours? Have you been resisting showing up and showing out? Like that is like, yeah, that's where we are. That's what's coming up. Like someone is aware that you have been pulling back. They feel your absence. And the interesting thing about it is like you're pulling back because you're scared. Ooh. Ooh. You're scared. And like it is okay to be scared. It is okay to be scared, but yeah. Like, and there's something about your routine, your daily routine. Like there's something that you're doing that you're not quite ready to admit that it is bringing on more anxiety and more shame, like a feeling of shame in your body, then you're ready to admit. You might be really struggling right now with posture or back pain, making sure to actually hold yourself as erect, like standing up sturdy, straight. You might be moving through a period of not necessarily feeling the best energetically and emotionally. I feel like I'm feeling a bit into that, and I'm noticing even for whoever this might resonate with, that specific piece, that there was like a clearing that I experienced around my head, even being able to channel that. And it feels like there currently is like an inability to actually face or receive that, like the totality of it, like almost facing it, receiving it just feels too much. And so that's why there's been this like, no, I need to pull back, I need to hide. And like it's interesting because I can feel that this is something that has been a tendency of yours, most likely out of survival, since very, very little. You might be the person in your family, the sibling, where like you felt like I could just disappear and like nobody would care. Or quite literally, like maybe you were forgotten. Maybe you grew up as like one of one, whether like you grew up in a house where like you had all brothers and you were the only girl, or vice versa, or like, yeah, just, didn't we say something about like black sheep, kind of like there's something very specific that caused you to be overlooked and then like internalize that. But I'm feeling that your heart is so big, and like that like softness and that lush that I was feeling, like it feels so beautiful. It feels so like just like wow. I'm like, I have my hand on my heart right now as I'm like, I can like feel the vibration of my voice and like, yeah, just ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah. And for some of you too, like, just because your love is king, your love is king. Oh, so somebody might feel like this about you. Somebody might feel like this about you. And I love that this is coming out because it feels very different. I think I said earlier you might be drawn to a different pile, but this feels very different from every other pile I've filmed today so far, which is it's not you looking at another person and feeling that about someone else per se. Not that you don't feel strong feelings for this person, because I believe intuitively you do, but it's like, no, this person is like, your love is king. And you're kind of like, what? No. Like, just, I don't know. Like, you see, like, constricting. Like, yeah, I'm doing that in this moment with my hands, tightening. You might be struggling with digestion issues right now. You might have been struggling like all of Cancer season, like the last couple of weeks, actually struggling to have movement, bowel movement, like actual like daily movement. Yeah, physical activity might have felt hard. I want to pull one more. I feel guided to pull one more card for you guys. Spirit, what does this person like? What do they need to know regarding this lover? This person who's like looking at them, and this pattern, this cycle regarding their inner child, and Two of Cups. Okay. So Spirit wants you to know that you can trust whoever this person is. Those of you that it resonates with someone feeling that way about you and you maybe pulling back and hiding. And if it's not a person, maybe it is a quality that you're pulling back and hiding. Maybe it is a gift or service. But it does feel like whatever it is a gateway that you're meant to go through. I feel guided to see what crystal this is on this Cosmic Union card. Let me see, because that's beautiful. I think I know what it is. But I'm like, hold on, let me see real quick, because I feel like that energy of that crystal, perhaps working with it would be very substantial. It's taking a minute. Sometimes I can flip right to, okay. A lot of times they'll mention what it is. Tall crystals. Okay, it doesn't, that's fine. It doesn't name it. Tall crystals. So yeah, working with crystals right now might feel very, very supportive. Wow. Someone here really, really likes to dance and they haven't been able to do so lately. And yeah, just affirming that. And so we're gonna move on to our oracle card, and we have Thunderstorm. Ooh, whoa. You know what's funny? I just said someone hasn't danced in a while, and this person is like flailing their body. Like, yeah, like kind of like pretty much like dancing. And you see the thunderbolt like moving into their heart. Like, this is very powerful energy. Very, very, very powerful energy. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. You might have locks. The person who's looking at you as a king might have locks. You also might be living in a part of the world right now that either is experiencing a lot of rain or has not had rain in a minute. And so if it's the former, where everything is really rainy, see that as like an energetic clearing and cleansing, and work with that, you know, work with that energy. I personally love when it rains because it can be a very potent time for magic and inner work. And yeah, your inner child and your spiritual team overall just wants you to like work more with nature and the seasons and the elements. And rain, maybe going out and dancing in rain will be very, very freeing. Actually, not even maybe. The resonance I'm feeling, yes, do it. And if you are natural like me, don't worry about your hair. Even if you're not, just go, whatever. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. Every cell in your being will be vibrating so much. I think I'm also being drawn to the lightning bolt as well, into the heart. Yeah. It feels like I'm being asked to respect the boundary and not like move into the specifics around it, but it does feel like there's some things that have been moving through the heart. And then last but not least, we have our relationship oracle deck, which hopefully will provide some sweet medicine. And I'm just gonna bring this back and put this in the center because the blue, I feel guided, and yeah. The messages are still coming, and I know I went and then I'm picking up the crystal and then I was just about to, but one more with this. I love that they're still coming in for this group because the energy here feels a lot more quieter. It probably feels like my most inward pal thus far. And I want to respect your boundaries in your hermit mode, but I don't even, oh, there we go. Two things. One is that reminder that after the storm comes the rainbow and comes the sun and the birds and the sweetness. And then two, like that energy of erect and that energy of being front and center, invisible, you know, kind of like the opposite of the hermit. The more you can play with that energy and move it through, the better your communication will be, the less afraid you will be of someone seeing the divinity in you and seeing the worth in you and seeing purpose and seeing love, seeing the royalty in you too. Going back to your love is king. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up now. A connection. Okay. The frequency. Also, all of this alignment. Yeah, your throat chakra. The frequency of connection supports our ability to find alignment and resonance with others, things, and ideas. Yeah. Feels very, very, very aligned. Well, beautiful one, I'm sending you so much love and prayer and support in medicine. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And I'll see you in the next pick a card. Bye.